guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the latest Liverpool transfer news updates, and also we will have a major contract update on one of Liverpool's biggest stars. He's negotiating a new contract, and also Fabrizio Romano dropped a major update on Bobby Firmino and his situation with the Juventus transfer saga. So listen to this video carefully because I will give you guys all the latest news that you need to know about Liverpool FC on this channel every single day. So if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe, and if you enjoy these, leave a like. And Fabrizio Romano said that Juventus haven't even entered the negotiations, haven't even opened talks to sign Firmino, not even discussed by agents or clubs, despite rumors coming out from Italy, which is really strange. Why would some Italian newspapers say that Juventus are in talks to sign Firmino when it was all bogus? Maybe Firmino's agent wants to see whether there is interest in his client, but Bobby Firmino should talk to his agent, because he recently gave an interview to TNT Brazil where he said, I love Liverpool, I love this team, I love this city, I love the Liverpool fans, I'm here at Liverpool and I want to stay. So he confirmed in this interview he has absolutely no intention to leave Liverpool. So the big question is, who is doing these rumors, these leaks in the Italian press? Is it Firmino's agent? Is it Juventus themselves, to see whether there is any interest from Firmino's camp to actually engineer a move away from Liverpool? Because Juventus might think, if we poke Firmino a little bit, he might want a new challenge, just like Sadio Mane. But Bobby Firmino and Liverpool called Juventus's bluff, probably, and they said that Firmino is not for sale. Jurgen Klopp many times said that he's Liverpool's most important striker at the moment, and he's world class, he's fully back this season. So I expect Bobby Firmino to start many games this season. He will probably start against Fulham, but let's wait and see what happens. But I think that this is a very good news. Many of you guys were very worried. I read all your comments. I always read all your comments. Not always can I have time to reply to them because I'm busy making videos for you guys, and I also just got back from a week-long holiday from Lake Balaton, but I'm back home and the daily career mode uploads will continue from today onwards, probably until FIFA 23 comes out, and also I will probably react to the FIFA 23 career mode trailer probably tomorrow, because today I have friends coming over and we continue our FIFA tournament, home tournament that we are doing. And unless an absolute huge turnaround happens, we can safely assume that Bobby Firmino will remain in Liverpool this season at least. The big question is what happens with him next summer. His contract is up at the end of the season, and at the moment Liverpool have showed absolutely no intention to sign Bobby Firmino to contract extension. But what I think Liverpool are doing very smartly is we want to give Firmino the full season to showcase his talents, to show Liverpool FC and Jurgen Klopp that he's back to his best, he's still world class, and he's very valuable to Liverpool. Because if he scores, 15-20 goals, or if he contributes to 20-25 goals throughout the whole season, and if he's an integral part to this Liverpool team still at 30 years old, maybe Liverpool will give him a new contract during the season. And I don't think Firmino would demand crazy wages like Mane and Salah wanted, and in the end Mane decided to leave for Bayern Munich. Mane didn't really want to stay at Liverpool even for crazy wages. He just wanted a new challenge, and Salah wanted, of course, a big contract. Firmino doesn't strike me as a player who really wants to earn the maximum potential amount of money that he can earn at Liverpool. He strikes me as a player who values where he feels at home. He's a family man, he's very religious, and he has a wife and kids, and he's very settled at Liverpool, very happy at Liverpool. At no point in Firmino's career, and remember, he has been at Liverpool for 7 years, 2 more years than Salah, 1 more year than Mane. Firmino is at Liverpool for 7 years now. He's one of Liverpool's longest serving player, and apart from this summer, there was never any links to Firmino moving away from Liverpool. There was never any rumors. He never kicked up a fuss, just like Sadio Mane. He was always very respectful, and I respect him a lot for him, and he's still one of my favorite players. When he's on form, Firmino is one of the best strikers, one of the best false strikers that the Premier League has ever seen. So I'm really hoping that he will stay not just this season but beyond this season. Dominic King of the Daily Mail is reporting, and he's a Liverpool correspondent with very close ties to Liverpool FC's latest news. He said this: Liverpool are pressing on with contract talks with Diogo Jota, and they believe that they will tie him down to a new long-term contract. He will be back training soon, within the next 2 weeks. So he misses the Fulham game, potentially he misses the next Premier League game, which I think is Crystal Palace, but he will be back definitely for the Manchester United game, which is on game week 3, I think. His importance in the Liverpool squad is huge, according to Dominic King. Talks with his advisors have been progressing for some time, and I've already reported on this in the summer. If you watch my videos carefully, you know that Liverpool are already trying to negotiate a new contract with Diogo Jota, but these new contracts for the biggest players at Liverpool, they take time. Look how much time it took for Salah to sign a new contract. It went on for almost a year. I expect Diogo Jota's contract to be sorted a lot sooner, a lot earlier, but probably not in the next 1 or 2 weeks. But maybe we will see a contract announcement, which would be, of course, a welcome boost for Liverpool fans. And I think during a time when the player in question, Diogo Jota, is injured, he will have a little bit more time to negotiate a new contract, and his agent and Liverpool can sit down and talk through everything. But hopefully Liverpool can tie him down to a new contract, because for his first season he was out for 3 months and still Jota scored 13 goals. The second season he scored 21 goals, even though in the second half of the season he was a substitute player. When Salah and Mane were at the Africa Cup of Nations, Diogo Jota was the man who kept Liverpool in the title race. He was the man who kept Liverpool in the FA Cup, in the League Cup. He was the man who fired Liverpool to the League Cup final, apart from Minamino. Remember, Jota scored vital goals in the League Cup and in the FA Cup. He scored 2 goals in the League Cup semi-final against Arsenal. And it's also very encouraging that Diogo Jota will be back in training for in like less than 2 weeks, which is fantastic news. So Jota signed for £45 million from Wolves in 2020, and he signed a 5-year contract. So he's still under contract for another 3 years. But you want to keep the players, your top players, happy. You want to offer them new contracts almost every 1 or 2 years, depending on their development. And Liverpool will rotate their front three, because we have excellent options: Salah, Nunez, Firmino, Diaz, Jota and Fabio Carvalho. We have 6 players for the forward 3 positions, and Fabio Carvalho can play in midfield as well. And Jurgen Klopp said that we had 2 or 3 or 4 years where it was always clear before the pre-season. We started up front with Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino and Mo Salah. Now the door is open for pretty much everybody. All the attackers, all the forward players have a chance to grab their starting 11 place. This is what we have to use. We have so many different interesting options, and this is what I like. And now Liverpool are not so much dependent on that front three, because we can always rotate if somebody is injured or if somebody loses a little bit of form. There is always a player hungry, waiting in the wings to come in and stake his claim for a starting 11 place. And I feel that Diogo Jota has been a little bit underrated, because last season, as I said in the second part of last season, Sadio Mane was playing as a number 9. Diogo Jota didn't play on the left wing because Luis Diaz just hit the ground running so well. Luis Diaz started his Liverpool career on fire, and he's still on fire, so hopefully he will keep performing like this. But Diogo Jota, because of this, has been a little bit underrated in my opinion. Liverpool also reportedly turned down a bid lower than Watford's £7 million in January for Nat Phillips. Goal is reporting. Neil Jones, the Liverpool correspondent at Goal, is reporting this, and Liverpool are anticipating bids for Nat Phillips, but they are holding out for more than 10 million. Nat Phillips, of course, is for sale. He's like 5th, 6th choice in the Liverpool centre-back pecking order. Bournemouth and Fulham are all interested in signing Nat Phillips, but they probably have a hard time coming up with the amount of money. They probably want to wait until the last few weeks of the transfer window, so Liverpool accept a lower offer, or Liverpool will maybe even loan them out, Nat Phillips out. There has been talk of Liverpool wanting to keep Nat Phillips long term, and there is an option of loaning him out for 1 year, just to see whether Matip leaves in 1 or 2 years, and if Matip leaves, Nat Phillips could come in back from his loan spells and play in Matip's place in the squad. But I'm not sure if he's good enough to play as well as Matip. But Nat Phillips is still only 25 years old. He still has a few years of experience to pick up, and I think both Fulham and Bournemouth, either a permanent transfer or loan deal, would be fantastic for Nat Phillips' career, because he could play regularly in the Premier League, and that's the way to go. That's the experience that you aren't getting at anywhere else. Premier League football, there's just no substitute for it. And also I read a very interesting interview from the Fulham manager, Marco Silva, who used to be the Everton manager, remember? And he said that his side is not ready for the start of the Premier League. Fulham, the squad is not ready to play Liverpool. He said, these players that we have, they are ready for the Premier League, but we as a squad, we are not ready. These players, they are ready. I have to tell you, I don't want to speak for too much time about the situation, but I want to be clear with you. We have 16 senior players in our squad. No one competes at this level in the Premier League with 16 senior players in your whole squad. I will tell you one more. No one can prepare for one season with just 2 central defenders. We have 2 central defenders at this level. Probably they have youth academy players, but they are not ready for the Premier League. I can continue and I will not stop, and I don't want to talk more about it. I'm talking because you journalists ask me. I'm really happy with this group of players that we have, but everyone that understands football can see we need at least 5 or 6 more players. That is clear. If you really want to be competitive, these players need help to be competitive in the training sessions every single day. We cannot be 5 weeks into the preseason with 2 central defenders. We can't be competitive in this situation, and I can talk more positions as well, but this will not help at all. So it seems Fulham have really left it late, their transfer business, and they are leaving Marco Silva very short. I mean, it's absolute bonkers to go in with 2 central defenders for a Premier League season, even for a club like Fulham who won't play in European football. Liverpool made a big gamble when we started the season with 3 central defenders, and it backfired massively when all 3 of them got massive injuries, and we were left with playing youngsters, kids with no Premier League experience, and Liverpool almost missed out on the top 4 because of that. And Jamie Carragher also warned Jurgen Klopp that he must keep Bobby Firmino, otherwise he will come up short in the Premier League title race. This is what Jamie Carragher said. I don't think it's a risk losing Firmino for nothing. I felt for a couple of years now that Firmino would see this contract out and move on from Liverpool on a free transfer. I think getting 19 million or keeping Firmino this season, I would probably keep him. The situation Liverpool find themselves in, they don't want to be caught short in the title race. I think Firmino will have a big role. Listen, Darwin Núñez might take some time to settle. He's playing in the Premier League, and that's just not just about his ability, it's about coming to a different league, adapting, coming up against really strong, really fast defenders. So I think Firmino could be really important this season for Liverpool, and I think he might actually start the first few games of the season, and I can imagine Núñez coming off the bench. I'm not quite sure about the Juventus links. Obviously, we have spent a lot of money on a striker. Juventus play a 4-3-3 formation, if I'm not mistaken, so I couldn't see Firmino playing wide or going there to be a backup. The links may be true, I don't know, but I would keep him, Jamie Carragher said, and I fully agree with him. I think if Liverpool want to challenge on all fronts, and we definitely want to do that, then we need to keep Firmino, Jota, Núñez, because there will be a lot of games to play. There will be periods, probably months, when Liverpool are playing every 3 or 4 days. So we will need to rotate the squad, and our second options will need to be almost as good as our first options without a loss of quality. Julian Lescott, of course, he's a former Manchester City centre-back, so he would say this, that still Man City have has the upper hand in the title race. I think every season, with the amount of money Man City spent on their squad, they are by default favorites to win the Premier League, but I think Liverpool now are closer than ever to them, and if we keep our main players injury free, and we have one hell of a chance to win the Premier League title. But this is what Jolie and Lescott said. I think the top two teams, Liverpool and Man City, and I think City are the favorites due to them winning last season. I think you should be favorites if you are the reigning champions, but also I think they have added to the squad with some quality. I think it's going to be slightly more difficult for Liverpool. I know they have signed Darwin Núñez, but without Mane, Liverpool can't be as strong. The same could be said about Manchester City losing Raheem Sterling, but in regards to Liverpool losing Mane, I think that's a huge loss. I think they all improved the teams that they are joining, Darwin Núñez, Erling Haaland, because they are world-class players in their respective positions. Man City will miss Sterling and also other players that they lost as personalities as well. But I think if you look back and view Man City, the team, the style, how they play, I think Pep has created a system that isn't reliant on any individual, so it's probably not as damaging on the field as the impact in the dressing room. They will always be missed for that reason, but players move on. They have made some really astute signings, Tottenham, and they have a manager of the highest level. So Tottenham could challenge for the Premier League title if everything clicks, if they keep all their players, all their key players fit and available and in good form. I think Lescott said, I think they have brought in a different level of balance to their team in order to sustain momentum and put pressure on the top 2 or 3 teams or be title challengers. They needed to strengthen their squad and team, and they have done that with what they have done in the transfer window and who they already have in their team, and with their manager Antonio Conte, who is world class. It probably wouldn't be a surprise if they go on to win a trophy. But you know, Tottenham don't win trophies usually, so it will be very interesting whether Antonio Conte, who is a serial winner, can break this curse of Tottenham not winning a major trophy for, like, the Premier League. They haven't won the league title for like 60 odd years, 66 years I think. They haven't won the Champions League ever. They haven't won the FA Cup in a long time. The last trophy they won, I think, is the League Cup, like more than 10 years ago, but that's not a big trophy. So let's see whether Antonio Conte can break that curse. And that's it for today's video. A brand new career mode video is dropping later today, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.